Good evening, everyone. Once
Good
again,
evening,
we
sir.
are here with such a good news to share. Target Ortho has again, swept across the results with an explosion. We've almost everyone in top 100 from a student platform, learning platform. So, which is a tremendous, tremendous achievement. And all the, credit goes to our students who worked so hard, who've discussed so well on the discussion groups and, who've kept the faculty going. So the purpose why this video is being recorded is to give the listeners an insight on the pattern of the exam, how to prepare, and how to go about. And to help us through, we've managed to have both the toppers of the FNB 2024 exam with us, Dr. Samuel and Dr. Srinija, who brought us laurels by securing rank 1 and rank 2. Many, many, many congratulations to both of you guys.
Thank
Uh,
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure to have been associated with both of you. And we at Target Ortho, the whole team is proud of you for doing such wonders.
Thank you, sir.
Uh, Dr. Samuel, can we just have a small introduction of yours, rank 1 in FNB 2024? I think it's a wonderful, amazing feat to be achieved for such a difficult exam. So is the feeling sinking in or still
Oh,
in your dream?
first I didn't believe, sir. I thought I'll not get rank one. I thought under 20 I can get, but I didn't believe I could get rank one.
Okay. So can we just know a little bit about you from where you have been through all the things you have gone through and where were you working before, you came across your dream?
Yes, sir. So my name is Dr. Samuel Shelson. I'm a native of Alappuzha, Kerala, and I did my undergraduate from Government TD Medical College, Alappuzha in Kerala, and I did my postgraduate in MS Orthopedics from Kakadiya Medical College in Telangana, in Warangal. And I'm continuing now my senior residency for 1.5 years. Now it will be completed in this March.
Okay. So it's been almost 1.5 year you have been into your senior residency.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just I think the perfect time to give a specialization exam because you've already, become the jack of all trades by looking at all things in your senior residency and must have had some bit of trauma in your hand as well during this time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Only trauma.
Okay, fair enough. So it's almost been 1.5 years after your FNB. So you feel this is the right time to proceed with the FNB exam? 1.5 years of senior residency.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One and a
Okay,
half years of senior residency, we'll get to know where you have to, which field you have to take and all.
which field you have to take, and your interests are pretty much clear by that time, you feel.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
wonderful, wonderful. Okay, once again, many congratulations, Dr. Samuel, and good to have you here.
Thank you,
Uh,
sir.
Dr. Srinija, rank
Yes,
2
sir.
in the FNB, but I would say practically rank 1 only because even at rank 2, you have all the choices open, isn't it, Dr. Srinija? So even at rank 2,
Yes.
you can pick and choose where you wish to go in this exam. So satisfied, or were you just hunting for that rank 1 that Dr. Samuel has just taken away
Uh,
from you?
no, sir. Just like Dr. Samuel, I did not expect top rank, sir. I even told all my friends I won't get Scope, I may get Plasti, and I was trying for Ganga exam. But I
Oh,
was very much surprised to see rank two, sir.
okay. So 297 out of 400. I think that's Dr. Samuel's score, and 296 out of
Yes.
400 is your score. So somewhere around 75% is a very good score to, clear the exam, what I can make out. So you guys were almost near to that score once you gave the exam. And I'm sure some kind of estimation you would have already made. So even with that kind of a score, you were having doubts that you will not be into the toppers list.
I mean, after giving an exam, you always tend to think about the wrong answers you gave rather than what
Get the
all.
correct answer. So they were
Yes.
more of a burden on your head rather than the correct mark. All right, fair enough. But
Yes.
I once you're into the 70s, that fairly guarantees you a rank in the FNB exam, what I've seen over the years. And Dr. Sineja, can we have a little bit of insight about you also, where you've been working and when did you pass out?
Yes, sir. So I finished my UG in 2018 in internship in KMC Manipal. After that, in 2019, I joined Nizam's Institute of Medical Sciences in Hyderabad. I finished my PG and SRship in the same institute in 2020, 22, 23. So, and
Okay.
then, yeah. So by now I finished 1.5 years of being an assistant professor also. So once
Oh,
I came out of my PG institute after SRship, I had to figure out a lot actually. I had so many doubts, I was confused. So I took
okay.
this 1.5 year to figure out a lot. I got a lot of trauma hands on. I I got time to do a research publication also. And
Okay.
then
Fair enough.
yes.
So many doubts, there's a doubt I also have, and so many people also have females in orthopedics. How comfortable have you been? Because a male-dominated branch. Did you get your space to breathe?
Definitely, sir. So when I joined, everybody was warning me not to take ortho because that's not for girls. And but yeah, I always listen to my emotion rather than logic. So and in the beginning, I did face a bit of difficulty because I had a mindset that I have to work hard to prove myself that a girl can be in orthopedics. Yeah,
Orthopedics.
but then yeah, later when my colleagues got used to me and all, it went smoothly. So,
Uh, well, females in orthopedics is not rare. I would not use the word rare because
yeah.
there are many students now, females having interest in this branch and taking it up. And I'm sure you must have also some friends who are orthopedic surgeons and females. So uncommon would be the better word I would say. They are not rare, but they are uncommon. So even though uncommon, to prove your point, you work that extra little bit hard. That's what you mean to say. And
Yes.
perhaps there must have been a vision, I suppose, then in your mind earlier only that if you're joining orthopedics, this is the end point, that maybe I want to be a scopy surgeon or maybe a spine surgeon or something. So was some kind of a vision already there in your when you went
Uh,
ahead with the
okay. Not really, sir, but during my PG, so we didn't have unit rotation, sir, and I was in tumors oncology unit for all 4 years, including SH. And I came out with the mindset of being an ortho-onco surgeon. But yeah, again, many people warned me. I actually went to Varanasi Tata Memorial, got into the fellowship. But
Okay.
yeah, something made me not take it, sir. So and as I'm practicing, I realized there are very less cases in oncology. And I
Okay.
like to do
You were
surgeries. So,
so you were not so comfortable with the orthopedic oncology as a branch, and that's where you decided to
yes.
change the branch.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
yeah,
figured it out in 1.5 year. And during my
one and a
final
half.
year nurseurship, I was going to other units OT. That's when I
Okay.
started getting interested in arthroscopy, sir.
Okay, okay. So arthroscopy has been your prime area of interest as a female orthopedic
Yes,
surgeon.
sir. So it was more like oncology or arthroscopy. Slowly, the oncology part faded out of my mind.
Okay. So Tata Memorial has an MCQ exam, I suppose, for the fellowship.
So what I tried for Varanasi, sir, because by then the Mumbai
Okay.
one got over. I got in, but my faculty asked me not to take there because he said if you want to take, you take in Mumbai. So that's
Okay.
the
So
reason
you
I
did
didn't
not
get
proceed with
into.
the Varanasi fellowship.
I did not. No, sir.
Okay. And when did the idea of FNB struck your mind? When did this happen? FNB karna hai?
Is one of my when I was in SRship, my senior gave FNB, sir, and he got into arthroplasty in Dinad Mangeshkar. That's when
Okay.
I got to know about FNB, and then I was trying for fellowship 6 months or 1 year private fellowships outside. I was sending out my CV, but I wasn't getting any reply back. So I thought, okay, FNB, they won't have a choice. So I
Okay.
thought, okay, I'll give one honest attempt, and I gave it. Sir. And luckily, I
Okay.
got in.
So how many months, I think I would say that you devoted some 6 to 8 months for the preparation then?
Me, sir.
Yes. How much
Uh,
time did you put in for this exam then? Once you made the decision?
Actually, completely, I took 3 months of complete leave, sir.
Okay.
Overall, I wasn't satisfied with my knowledge, my basics. especially in arthroscopy and spine, sir. So I thought I needed 3 months, and 1.5 months I was mostly reading theory, and 1.5 months I was completely doing MCQ, sir.
Okay, so 3 months of dedicated preparation.
Right.
And I
But before
suppose
that also I was doing ortho bullets MCQs like that, sir.
also good MCQ. So I suppose you gave the exam a year earlier also to have a look at the pattern first.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so last FNB you gave to have a look at the pattern. After that, you made up your mind that you're going to hunt for this exam. And after that,
Yes,
you were preparing gradually. But last 3 months, you just focused on your preparation. And
yes, sir.
that's what you think counted the most. 3 months of dedicated preparation at least.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fair enough. Uh, Dr. Samuel, you've topped the exam, and perhaps I think in a indirect way, your strategy needs to be copied by most of the people to hit that buzzer. So, what was your strategy, Dr. Samuel, all this while? Like, when did you decide in mind to go ahead with the FNB preparation, and how much time you took to hit the buzzer?
Sir, I started my FNB preparation 6 months back, sir.
Okay.
But full-fledged, I started like 4 months back, sir. Since 4 months, I started. And
Okay.
mostly based on target order, sir. Every videos I saw and MCQs I did. Mostly based on target order, sir.
Okay. So, you also mean that 6 to 8 months is almost the time you require, and 3 to 4 months of focused preparation in the end when you
Yes,
take little extra time off from your, you know, working commitments if you want to be into the single digit ranks. Am I correct with that?
yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Dr. Samuel, your senior Dr. Vishnu was with us. Dr. Philip was with us. They were previous year toppers, and both of them are here with me. And before that, Dr. Roshan was the topper. He's also been with me. So I often, tease them, the Kerala group that's here, that you guys some kind of share knowledge amongst yourself, keep it hidden with you. So what is the reason behind such a heavy South domination? Is it that you are motivated right from the beginning that you have to struggle till the end, or something comes from right inside you only that no, say plain orthopedics is not enough? So is there something in the air over there? Because I see so many people from South India, into the toppers, not as many from North India though, somehow what the history has been. So is it your seniors guiding you, the ranks they have produced, the legacy they have set in?
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Nothing like that, sir. But most of the people in my place, they are specializing in something, either arthroscopy, spine, or foot and ankle, anything.
Oh,
So mere MS orthopedics is not enough. We feel like mere MS orthopedics is not enough. So
what enough. So the specialization culture you mean to say is very strong down there in the south, and that what prompts you to super specialize, and that's where you're choosing the FNB exam as the best alternative.
personally, I feel like that, sir. Personally,
Okay, okay, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. I think somewhere down the line, that perfect guidance from the seniors, I think, would also be playing a role. Because I just heard Dr. Srinija, and you mentioned that there was a senior of yours who'd put in some kind of a guidance and encouraged you a bit
Yes,
to prepare. So both
yes. He
factors.
actually told me about Target Ortho, sir.
Okay, and that's what made you join the website. Oh, because normally we don't publicize. There are no advertisements that come, and
Yes,
it's all about mouth-to-mouth publicity and perhaps the great results you produce, which has made us growing. So that's great. Okay. So, Dr. Srinija, can you just brief a little bit about the exam pattern? Like, what was the pattern of the exam? How many questions? What was the time limit? How was the division part A, part B? Little bit about that exam pattern.
yes, sir. So, yeah, there were 100 questions, sir. So there was divided into first 40 questions and the next 60 questions. I think the
Okay.
first 40 questions were 45 minutes, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And the other questions were 60 minutes. The 60 questions, 60 minutes. So part A, mostly they had from general orthopedics only, sir. Lot of around 5 to 6 tumor questions and pediatric ortho, few infections, all that. And then the next 60 questions were mostly specialty based. I felt there were a lot of spine and plastic.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
plastic
spine and
questions.
plastic questions predominate in section 2, you mean to say?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I thought. But again, that may be because sports injury. Yeah, there are also many sports injury questions. But again, when they ask questions like tennis elbow, it more feels like it's a general orthopedics rather
I'll just
than sport.
I'll just stop you here and I'll just try being a little more precise. That third part, in that 60 questions. So one you told majority was spine and plasty. The third
Yes.
part, was it sports injury or sports medicine?
Both, sir. Actually,
Both.
both.
So did sports medicine also make up a good chunk?
Uh, Sports
Questions
medicine.
on
Yes, there was
exercises.
one question on. Yeah, there was on ACL rehabilitation. Then sports
Oh,
psychology.
sports psychology questions or rehab questions.
And yeah,
So
one
they
question on
also had
doping.
bit of share. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Dr. Samuel, I suppose there were some neurosurgery questions also, and some topics that are generally unfamiliar to an orthopedic surgeon. Were they also having good enough weightage, Dr. Samuel?
Like only few questions came, sir. Like
Okay, would be some 5 to 7 questions, I suppose.
5 to 7 questions, 5 questions.
5 questions. So, Dr. Samuel, neurosurgery is generally not encountered by orthopedic surgeons in their preparation. So, how did you manage the neurosurgery part in this exam?
Neurosurgery, I followed Target Ortho videos and MCQs only, sir. From outside, I didn't study that much.
Okay.
Whatever I uh, saw in that videos, I studied, revised 2 or 3 times. So if I uh,
So,
improved my
revision was
knowledge,
the key from your side, and
yes,
neurosurgery still depended upon target ortho videos and the
yes, sir.
MCQ. Okay. And were you comfortable? Well, with rank one, I shouldn't be asking, but were you comfortable settling the neurosurgery part with target ortho?
Time was limiting factor, sir. So
Time was limiting
I was
factor. Okay.
happy.
But yes, so with your knowledge from target ortho, neurosurgery was not that difficult, you mean to say. You could go through some bit of it.
Some bit of it, sir. Few
Oh,
questions.
fair enough, fair enough. Uh, so if you're dependent upon target ortho, I'm sure you must have gone through the question bank and some videos also, lectures also. So can I have little bit of feedback from you concerning the question bank that you went through at target ortho?
Yes, sir. I went through almost all of the question bank, and the solutions given was like pretty good. Actually, it will improve our knowledge and the concept regarding the topic or the subject.
Were the explanations simple enough and elaborative enough for you?
Yes, sir. It was elaborate and simple, and it helped to get more concept regarding that topic.
That
So
topic.
even if other question asked from that in other way also, if the question is asked, we can attempt that question.
You were able to attempt that question. So you mean to say the explanations were elaborative to cover the whole topic and give you a fair bit of idea. So even if some unrelated question came up, the explanations helped you to sail through that question.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Oh,
definitely.
fair enough, fair enough. And did you also happen to go through that Fundamental of Orthopedics, that ebook that's there?
I didn't completely read it, sir, but
Oh,
few doubts was there. So at that time, I got through it. Well,
okay. So you went through bits and bits of Fundamental of Orthopedics. So did you find that material also easy enough, elaborative enough at times?
yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Fair enough, enough. Dr. Sunija, you've been a very, very regular visitor in my lectures. Many times, you were asking also questions in the lectures, and your chats would pop up sometimes asking a query. So, Dr. Sunija, how's your experience been with the lectures at Target Ortho, the video bank
Oh,
video?
so yes, sir. So lectures were actually my favorite, sir. But yeah, actually, most of the lectures, I think, especially spine, I was watching the recorded lectures because 9 o'clock was my bedtime time. So, yeah, so that was there. But I really loved the arthroscopy and spine videos, sir, because they were really enjoyable. And most of the recorded lectures I finished before the 3 months of preparation only. But
Okay.
yeah, and
So
yeah,
the lectures were helpful in even solving the questions in the end?
yes, sir, definitely. So the point is, the lectures were actually starting from the very basic and then building up the uh, till the advanced level. And yeah,
Okay.
they were clearing a lot of doubts in the mind and a lot of concepts.
Lot of concepts. Uh, did you appear in the mock tests also, Dr. Sneja?
Yes, sir. I appeared in both mock tests,
Okay,
but
so
I
what
didn't do
would
that well, sir.
okay. So you had a good rank in the mocks as well, I suppose.
No, around 30 I got, sir.
Okay, fair enough. And still I would say, you were into the top slot only because more than 200 students appeared in the mocks. And so still you were into the top, I would say 10%. That's good enough. So were the mock tests also having good content and the explanations and the MCQs were up to the mark? Did they match
Yes,
the
sir,
difficulty
definitely.
level of the exam?
I found the mock test to be slightly more difficult than the exam, sir, which is
So,
good because
so you
we'll
aim
be
for the
aiming
star
for.
when you fall back on the moon. That's what
Yes,
we keep
sir.
in mind. And if we give you a little difficult, the exam would become easier. Okay,
Yes, sir.
fair enough, fair enough. Uh, Dr. Samuel, you also appeared for the mocks.
Yes, sir. Yes. Both mock tests I appeared.
Okay, and how was your result in the mocks?
In first mock test I got 13, and the
13, okay.
second result was not.
Result. Yes, I know the ranks got mingled up in the second one because of a technical issue. But then you were also into the top 10%, 5% people and on the mocks. So something we've observed, very regularly in last 4, 5 years that who've been into the top 10% in the mock have often featured up in the top 10, 15, in the final exam also. So Dr. Sunija had been pinging me lot many times. I can very well remember in the lectures. So, Dr. Samuel, you were also attending the video lectures or
Yes, sir.
watching the recorded ones?
I attended every video lecture, sir.
Every video lecture. And
I attended.
and
Hmm.
were you active on the discussion group also? The WhatsApp
I was
discussion group?
I was passively active, sir. Like I was not actively
Passively
involved, but I
active.
was.
But you were going through the discussions that other people were making and picking up your points.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Did you find some things from the discussion group turning up eventually in the exam?
Hmm.
Was it helpful to settle some of your doubts in your mind?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Whether doubts I was able to clear. Some
Oh,
doubts were there. I was able to clear that in discussion.
in the discussion group. Dr. Snija, what was your experience with the
Yes.
discussion group? Were you also active on it?
I was going through all the discussions, but I was never much,
Posting much.
active on
You
it.
were
Yeah,
also
posting. I
doing it
wasn't
passively.
posting.
Okay. And
Yes.
did the discussion group help you a bit in clearing some queries you had in mind?
Yes, sir, definitely. Because even if I was a little skeptical for asking doubt, somebody would ask the same doubt, and
In
that would
doubt.
help a lot.
So Dr. Samuel was predominantly banking upon Target Ortho as his backbone, for the preparation as he's been telling us. So what all sources you went through for your preparation, especially things outside Target Ortho?
Okay. Uh, so I started initially with OrthoBullet MCQ, sir, because it had an app, and in my OPD or before OT, I can just go through them. The app, and then once I took the leave or 3 months leave. I was mostly doing Target Ortho. Uh, all the content, everything is from Target Ortho. So how I started was we had the previous year recall questions are there, no, sir. I
Oh,
started with 2016. So I used to do one exam, select 20 questions per day, and read all the theory part of all the 20 questions from Ortho Bullets. Or if there's a video, I would watch the video in Target Ortho instead of Ortho Bullets. So that's how I did the theory part. And once I started MCQs, I started with AOS MCQ, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, one mistake I did was till you actually messaged on the group saying the auto bullet question bank has much more questions than the exams. That was when I started the question bank. I think if I had started
Exam.
it much earlier, it would have been better.
Yes. Unfortunately, what I find my experience that the Indian question banks are very different from the foreign question banks because here
Yes, sir.
the questions are very objective because we have a target of elimination rather than
Ah,
trying to check the best one out. Somewhere down the line, we have to eliminate some people because the opportunities are very limited. So questions set that are set here are a little different from the questions that are set outside, and the difficulty level here is very high when you're setting up the questions because you want some people to do it wrong and walk away from contending for a seat. So that is how I feel that questions at Target Ortho are very much focused on the goal. And with ortho bullets and AOS, you sometimes end up reading unnecessary things. And then one big problem I find with some other MCQ sources, the explanations are very brief. So
yes, sir.
that's one problem I find. So with the Target Ortho, those elaborative explanations I think are very, very useful. And Dr. Srineja, being a female, most of the females in your age would love settling. But you hunted for a super specialization, and that too through an exam, an entrance exam, which makes life very, very difficult. So a fellowship would have been a much easier option for you. Like maybe like you tried that Tata Memorial, you could have tried an arthroscopy fellowship somewhere. That would have been a much easier route. So why FNB and not a fellowship?
It just felt like I'm a bit of slow learner, so I thought 2 years is a good time. That is
Okay,
one reason. But I was never keen on settling, sir. I mean, if it'll happen, it'll happen. That's the mindset I have.
okay.
So, yeah,
So
never
so
given it much importance.
never given much importance. So Dr. Samuel, lot of people have this doubt, why not do a fellowship of say 6 months, 1 year, which is far easier to get and go through, no exit exams attached to it. So why did you hunt for FNB and not just a fellowship?
Sir, I think that FNB is like another degree.
Okay.
Fellowship is
Yeah, certainly it is because it is recognized by the MCI as a super specialty. That's 2016 Gazette notification that I carry also. And even on my medical council certificate, it's, entered as a super specialty. So one point, of course, I think that makes sense that it enters on your medical council certificate as a super specialization, one thing. Any other advantages you saw with the FNB over a fellowship?
arthroscopy. We need at least minimum, I think, 1 or 2 years to.
And I think it is too less a time for a senior to develop trust in you. So getting work in hand is difficult in short fellowships. Longer fellowships, I think, like I have candidates with me who've spent maybe 6, 8 months. My confidence grows in them, and then I leave work to them. That's also a fair big advantage. Third thing, I've been working in a place where we are running FNB. I think the curriculum is much more structured. Involving the FNBs in academic activities is, very usual, and uh, the teaching program is very much structured. So that's why I also recommend, people that if you can prefer FNB over a fellowship, that's always good. And Samuel, I'm sure you would have burned the midlife lamp. A lot of effort would have gone in reading and learning. And I'm sure your knowledge would have certainly increased a lot preparing for the exam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's, I
My
think,
thought, my thought process was also same, sir. Even if I didn't get FNB,
uh,
like
you will
my
at least, yes,
get
polish
knowledge.
yourself up in a much better way by reading and reading. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. So finally, with that, uh, finally the gold biscuit in your pocket with which you can buy anything. So where do you
Uh,
plan to finally join?
I'm planning to joining Saftarjan only, sir.
Okay, at Sports Injury Center.
Sports Injury Center.
Okay. How comfortable are you in Hindi then? Hindi बोलने में comfortable हो तो Samuel?
Not that much comfortable, sir. Just know
Not
how
that
to read and write, but
that's
grammar some issue will be there.
some issue with the grammar. So language is another very common issue that people debate. And they of course asked me also. Dr. Roshan, last to last year topper, Dr. Vishnu, last year topper, and you have topped the exam. Dr. Philip also amongst the last year toppers. So they've all been with me here at Sports Injury, है ना? Hindi has been bit of problem with all three of them. Uh, they found it a little difficult to cope up with at times. But then I think they cover up because once you spend some time in FNB, maybe 6 months, you start, developing bit of comfort in it. That's what my opinion has been seeing those people. And somewhere down the line, I think one has to balance and weigh. You have to see if you're getting a distant institute, maybe some language problem is there. What is the exact benefit you're going to reap over a regional institute? If similar kind of work is being done in a regional institute, I would say prefer regional institutes. But if there's a distinct difference between the two institutes, then you cross the language barrier. Language barrier is temporary. You stay somewhere for a while, you adjust into it. But yeah, whatever you're going to take up will go, it's going to stay with you for at least 2 years or maybe more. So of course, going and hunting after the better place should be the goal. Fair enough. Uh, Dr. Srinija, you also have the language apprehensions because you've been through Bangalore,
Uh,
Manipur.
yeah, so I mean, wherever I went, I mean, South Indian languages are much easier to do. I could learn Kannada easily because
Okay.
they're similar to each other. But yeah, even though I was in Hyderabad for 4 years, I couldn't pick up entire Hindi, but I think I can manage. And in
You
this
can manage.
2 months'
Where do you
time,
plan
I
to?
guess I'll learn.
Okay, so with arthroscopy, your forefront choice, I think you're also planning to come to Delhi.
Yes, right now that's what I'm thinking.
Right now, you're thinking. So it'll be a
Subdivsion.
pleasure for me to welcome both of you then.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, fair
Thank
enough.
you.
So, Dr. Samuel, anyone you would like to thank, or all ones who you would like to thank from your family, from your seniors, uh, please do that once. And of course, a small advice in the end for our audience who are gearing up to prepare, like what should be their strategy, should they prepare or not, the benefits and all those things. So, who all helped you out throughout this?
First, I have to thank my senior who introduced me to FNB, sir. Like, he passed FNB and got spine last year. So I have to thank him to tell me, to give me advice regarding how to further forward in this FNB examination. Then I have to thank my uh, teachers and my parents and my friends also, sir.
And any advice to the youngsters, who are aiming for the next year exam, like what should be their strategy? How much time should they put in? Should they really go ahead with the exam or no? Is it easy, difficult? And what all things they should be reading?
Minimum, you have to spend 5 to 6 months minimum, and you
Minimum.
have to. Main thing is you have to revise 1 or 2 times, and even during senior residency, if you give daily 3 hours or 4 hours, it will be enough, sir. If you are continuing for 1 year, it will be enough to crack FNVs.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Okay. Dr. Snija, same thing to you. Who all would you like to thank in your journey?
Yeah, so yeah, definitely I would like to thank Target Ortho faculty for it's being so inspiring because I think that's very important. So having someone to get inspired is very important. And then my friends, some of my friends have been very supportive. So one of my UG friends to call me every day and ask me if I'm studying or not. And yeah,
Okay,
so yeah, my friends played a very important role in
your
maintaining
friend.
my consistency. So.
Okay. Being a female into orthopedics and then clearing the FNB with such a tremendous result, there must have been, I think, strong support from your family members as well.
Yes, sir, yes. Sir. So
Um,
yeah, even yeah, for them the main goal is whatever. Yeah, I mean, they want. They never stop me from anything that's academic. So if I say I have to write an exam, they'd ask me every day, like how I'm preparing and all that. So academics have
Okay.
been very important in my family.
Happy also. Okay. And what would be your advice regarding the preparation part to all the youngsters who are getting up for next year exam? Like the time they have to put in, the number of hours in a day you think are important, of course, regarding the revisions or reading extra or whatsoever and resources to read. So can we have your advice?
Yes. So yeah, normally if you're working, if you can, it's better to give at least 2 to 3 hours daily, sir. And yeah, after that, at least 1 to 2 months before the exam, it's better to dedicate completely, sir. And yeah, it's difficult, I think, to give 12 hours a day. I mean, after going through so much, but I think minimum 6 to 7 hours when you're in your preparation phase should be good, sir. I mean, should be adequate. And my advice is to do as many MCQs as possible, sir, from any reliable source.
Okay. And
Because
doing MCQs
yeah,
and
because
what
if you
about the
do,
revision?
that's what when we do mistakes, we learn. So I guess that's why question solving is much more
Much.
important. It helps in memory rather than
And you
reading
feel
theory.
evaluation is also important by giving the mocks. Does that help giving you a push?
Yes, yes, sir. It'll definitely give a push, sir.
Okay, so you mean to say that you should focus on the aim, the paper, the pattern, like the MCQ pattern. So you hunt for the MCQs, absorb maximum, keep evaluating. And what I could pick Dr.
Yes,
Samuel says is that you read the designated amount and area that you have to cover, and then the revision is another key. And what I can get
yes,
it that 6 to 8 hours a day on a regular basis is crucial, and expanding it to maybe 8, 10 hours in the end by taking some time off the work is again very, very helpful. So that is what I can gain from the strategy that you guys have roped in to crack the exam. Well, guys, privilege for the team at Target Ortho to have students like you who produce such excellent results over the years. We've topped the FNB 2024 with such excellent marks also, 75%. It's an excellent score for such a difficult exam. So that's what, keeps the faculty at Target Author growth going, that also gives us a kick when you give such good results. So once again, many, many, many congratulations to both of you.
Thank you,
Wish
sir.
you all the best for all your future endeavors.
thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you. So thank you guys for being here and, being a guide to all those people who prepare up for the next year FNB exam. And to everyone listening, at Target Ortho, this has just been another explosion of, amazing result, amazing ranks we've had this year. Almost everyone in top 10, top 15, and then I would say that almost 70-80% of the people in top 100, they've all been students here at Target Ortho, and the healthy discussion, the healthy competition they've built in, I think has been the key to the success to all of them. And if you join Target Ortho, the question bank here would be very, very beneficial. The videos, all the topics recorded and as well as live, they are all there at the website. And then, of course, it's not just about FNB. A lot of material is also there for the ones who are preparing up for the MS and the DNB exams. We have case discussion videos, explaining all the cases, routinely short and long cases that come in your exam. And of course, we have the previous MCQs of the DNB. They are also very well explained, equally well explained as the MCQs at the Target Ortho website. And then Fundamental of Orthopedics, a much underrated book, I would say, is just an excellent piece of text that I would advise no one to miss because it sets up your basics of the subject very well, and it's an ebook that's there at Target Author website. And I must tell you that material is there available free even on Google, YouTube, other areas also. But what we strive at Target Author is the accuracy and the simplicity of the material. It's very easy to understand, to read, and very catchable and very accurate. That's what we're hunting for. So we give you little, but whatever we give you is very high yield and very useful. That's what been our strategy. And the discussion group is again an amazing thing where everyone stays connected as a family, putting up doubts, answering, asking, and somewhere down the line, even passive members, like, maybe Dr. Samuel, Dr. Sneja would gain from there, reading through others' queries, and somewhere down the line in their heart setting up and settling up and clearing their own queries. So all the best to all those who are preparing also. And once again, I convey many, many congratulations to both our topics. Thank you. So
Thank you,
great,
sir.
guys,
Thank you.
Thank you.
interacting with you. So I suppose I'll be ending up seeing both of you at Sports Injury then. Would be a pleasure to have you both. When you come over here, we meet up. Okay.
Thank you.